Hello, my name's Stuart, WatchFan UK, my eBay store. You can find the link below. I'm a specialist watch parts seller, and I don't really cater for absolutely all makes. My sort of speciality is Seiko, Citizen, Casio, Amiga, Rolex, and having said that, I do sell a lot of generic glasses for people who want to replace a crystal. And I'm going to be talking today about how to really polish a crystal and get it into pristine condition so that you can put it into your watch and it will be absolutely perfect. Now, I buy in crystals from very high quality sources, and to be honest with you, they're not always in pristine condition when they come to me. There are reasons for this. For example, a lot of wholesalers that I deal with, they deal with people like me, professional sellers, who never return anything, but they also deal with members of the public who sign up pretending to be dealers, and they buy a one-off crystal and it doesn't fit and they just send it back. And unfortunately, the wholesaler just has a quick look at the glass and they pop it back into stock really without any further checks. And then as a professional seller, I could end up with that glass. Comes to me and it might be smudged, fingerprints on it, oils from the finger, whatever. Now that does happen. It happens to all of us. It happens to all sellers. It doesn't just happen to me. The difference with me is I critically examine every single glass that goes out and I make sure that it's in pristine condition so that when you get it, it's absolutely flawless and perfect. And as long as you handle it correctly, you can get it into your watch and you'll have an absolutely perfect crystal. So I'm going to show you what I do. So yeah, I buy in my crystals in bulk from high quality sources. I don't buy from overseas on the whole. I just use British suppliers. Nevertheless, there are sometimes, I mean, usually they come to me, they're pristine, but sometimes they're not. And my policy is, as long as the crystal is not chipped or permanently flawed in any way, I can polish it up and make sure it is absolutely perfect for the customer. So what I do is this. First of all, you need a glove. I use these washing up gloves. They're fine. The main thing is, don't use your fingers to handle the glass. Your fingers have got oil, sweat, dirt, and there's no way that you can handle a glass, even if you hold it at the absolute edge, without getting some kind of contaminant onto it from your fingers. So you have to use a pair of gloves. So there we are. There's the glass. Now, what kind of problems do I see when I buy these glasses in? Because I also get problems which occur on glasses where people haven't mishandled them and sent them back. There's a problem called frosting. So if you hold the glass up to the light and you can see a kind of a frosty sheen on it. Now this could either be permanent, in which case the crystal's only good for throwing away, or it can be caused by something else, something which I don't really understand, but nevertheless, as a seller, my job is to remove that frosting and make sure that the glass is absolutely pristine. So this glass, for example, it's not in bad condition. I've just taken it out of a factory packet. It's not actually bad. I can see some kind of slight frosting and a bit of a sort of blotchiness on it. I don't really like it. So I'm going to just see if I can restore this into perfect condition. So yeah, so there we are. So there it is. I'm using my gloves. I know that I just used my fingers on it just then, but everything will be wiped off because from now on I'm not going to touch this glass with my fingers. So what I do is I've got some wadding here. I've got some polished wadding. You can get this from lots of different sources, DIY stores, etc. It's very gentle wadding. It's for polishing furniture, shiny surfaces, that kind of thing. So what I do is I get the wadding and I very gently go across the glass like this. Yeah, apply a little bit of pressure. There's no way that this wadding is going to scratch anything. Absolutely no way at all. It's wadding with a bit of polish on it. There we are. I've done one side, flip it over and do the other side. Yep. Now I also examine the edge of the glass. The edge is frosted. It's okay for the edge to be frosted. That's fine. It's nice to see frosting at the edge, but you don't want to see it anywhere else. Yeah. So just go over it again, flip it over. So I've done that twice. Now, the next thing is it has to be polished. Keep holding it by the edge like this. Now I use this mini chamois leather for polishing, and this is actually the bit where you've got to be patient. So I can see that I've left some polish behind on the glass. So I've just wiped it on one side and then the other. This is not a fast process. This is not something you can do in like 3 seconds, because I'm actually holding the glass up to the light to see the surface in order that I can remove every single last blemish. In other words, any kind of contaminant. I want to make all the polish disappear, and I want to leave the glass so that it is absolutely perfect. Now here we go. I'm just moving up and down with this cloth, leather cloth, and then backwards and forwards. Now this is the really skilled part, is holding it to the light, different angles, and I can see that on this side it's absolutely perfect. Now I've got to flip it over and do the other side. So I'll just do that. There we are. And here we go, and we're going to do the other side. Holding it up, I can see that I've got some slight smudging around the edge. That may well be where my gloves are contacting with the glass. They just overlap slightly, because I mean, look, even gloves can also pick up contaminants. It's a really tricky job actually polishing a crystal to perfection, but it can be done. And so again, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make this side perfect. Nearly there. There are no microchips or anything like that. I've really studied the glass to a very, very high standard, and I've got a magnifier here which I use just to analyze the glass to see if there are any microchips or any flaw on it whatsoever. Now I can see now I've got it perfect on that side, but on the other side I can see there's a slight smudge. I don't know where that's come from. Probably from me, probably from these gloves. So I'm just going to polish under rather than flipping it over and risking smudging on this surface that I'm cleaning. I'm just going to see if I can remove that on the other side, and I have done. And I'm just looking at it now. That's perfect. Let's just flip it over, and we've got another smudge on it there. Let's see if I can just remove that. I think we're nearly there with this one. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. I do this with every single glass before I send it. I mean, I could be selling a crystal for £3.50 and I could end up spending several minutes trying to get it perfect. But I mean, that's what you pay for when you come to my service, when you buy from me. I don't want buyers paying for a crystal for their watch and it arriving in anything less than flawless condition. So there we are. I've done that. Now the trick now is to get it into the grip seal bag without touching it further, without contaminating it. So there we are. Just open up the bag like this. Yep, one last look before it goes in. Dropped in, and that's it. It's perfect. Now you can do what you want with it. You see, I can take my gloves off. So there we are. I just take my gloves off and it is absolutely perfect in there. So when you get that, you'll take it out. Yeah, you'll see, there's a perfect glass. And you know what you'll do? You'll pick it up with your fingers and you'll start putting smudges on it straight away. Try to avoid that. I suggest that you buy some new gloves. You can get these for £1. You only have to use them once. Go to Poundland or wherever in the UK. You buy these, one-off use. Handle the glass with this glove on the edge. Try not to touch the surface. And if necessary, just get some wadding like I've done and clean it in the same way that I've done before you put it under the press. for pushing into the watch case. Okay, so I don't know if you found that useful. I'll post my link below. You can buy glasses cheaper than from me. You can buy them for half the price or even less. But I'll tell you something, that's the kind of care you'll get from me every time I send out a crystal. I could spend several minutes on it making sure that it's absolutely perfect. It's not really economical for me to do that, but fortunately in the watch parts business that I run, I sell other products that I don't have to do that every time. So, you know, on the whole, I can make enough money to, you know, to keep going and offer this level of service. Okay, there we are. Thank you very much for watching. In the previous video, I showed you how to size a crystal. Now I've showed you how to polish it up to absolute perfection. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.